Look out. I see a fading star. Joining me now, Angela Rye and Carolyn Heldman. Thank you both for being here tonight.
Thank you, Rev.
Angela, one member of a Congresswoman Bachmann's staff told the Daily Beast, quote, "Politics is like jumping off a diving board. You rise, you plateau, but at the end of the day, everyone comes down. Some people make a splash, and some people belly flopped. She belly flopped, and you don't get a second chance at the diving board." Did it all catch up with the Congresswoman?
You know, Rev, there is a whole lot going on here. With the Office of Congressional Ethics, you know, she's not only in potential violations of the ethics rules of the House, but also of Federal Election Commission standards. If she has done any of what they've alleged, she's in a lot of trouble. And the irony of this, Rev, is that one of her spokesmen has said that she is the subject of, you know, a Democratic attack by the DCCC and by Democratic PACs. And that's not the case. As you've just said, the whistleblower here is one of her former staffers.
But aside from that, the politics of this, she flunked real bad at CPAC. Let me put it this way. The Daily Beast reports, Carolyn, that it's been a time for Bachmann since she quit a presidential campaign. They list the Tea Party caucus she's helped to found is now dormant. She's seen a 46% annual staff turnover rate. And PolitiFact has called her more on her statements, quote, outright lies and pants on fire than any other politicians. I mean, it seems like despite whatever these allegations are, whether they be true or not, politically it's like turned upside down for her.
I would very much agree with you. I think an FEC investigation, a congressional ethics investigation, and a lawsuit from a former staffer are really hurting her, but she's been inflicting wounds on herself well before this. Even last week we had Bill O'Reilly, right, defending President Obama against Michelle Bachmann's claim of lavish spending in the White House, and she also said that the Affordable Care Act was going to kill babies, elderly people, and children. So I think it's a shame that I finally learned how to spell her name, one L, two N's, and I think she might be out of Congress in her next race because she barely eked to win this past election.
She barely eked to win, and what goes up must come down. Let me show you, Angela, some of Ms. Bachmann's greatest hits if she was a performer.
I may not always get my words right. Obamacare, as we know, is the crown jewel of socialism.
If you're involved in the gay and lesbian lifestyle, it's bondage. It is personal bondage.
Not all cultures are equal. Not all values are equal. We have gangster government.
I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
The Pulitzer Prize-winning website PolitiFact has found that you have the worst record of making false statements.
We were extremely careful, and we were almost mistake-free.
So, Angela, I mean, it seems as though way before these latest allegations, she had said some of the most outrageous things that even some of those on the right are saying this is too far and too bizarre for us to rally around.
Well, there's no question about it. PolitiFact regularly questioned the veracity of Michelle Bachmann's statement, so there's definitely no question about it there. I also think that when you consider the fact that she goes for ratings and hoorah over facts at any moment, it's caused a major problem for her. And then when you look at the fact that she just tried to run a race, she couldn't handle the microscope. When they really dug down and looked into what Michelle Bachmann was really about, there were all kinds of problems. Now, whether or not these new allegations are true or not, it's clear that she had a very tough time managing that campaign. From all of the stories, from the staffing reports, she had major problems, and even the potential questioning of, asking staffers to sign what would be an illegal or just not an unenforceable non-disclosure agreement based on some of the things that they saw on the campaign trail. She's got her work cut out for her, and I would just advise her as a lawyer that she should probably lay low, as Nate Dogg once put it. Lay low, Michelle.
Now, Carolyn, you're outside of Washington. Is there something with her politics and her rhetoric that people like Senator Cruz should learn from in terms of things they should be saying and not saying?
Well, absolutely. I think that she represents the most extreme wing of the Republican Party, the Tea Party, and the Tea Party has lost favor with the American public. You know, 2 years ago, a majority of Americans had a favorable opinion. It's now 3 in 10. So they have the bloom is off the rose with the Tea Party. She represents the most extreme wing of it, and 53% of Americans in a recent national poll think the Republican Party is too extreme. Homophobia, racism directed at the White House, and I think Michelle Obama epitomizes that.
Ted Cruz, I think, really has come on with some of the outrageous statements. I don't know if anyone that I've seen in the last month or so has been more outrageous. He better take notice that you can make a lot of noise, and you make a bigger noise when you splash belly first. Angela Rye and Carolyn Heldman, thank you both for your time tonight.
Thanks, Rev.
The issue of civil rights issue of our time is a fight, and change is hard, but the journey is inspiring. That's next.